Good morning, Corey.
Good morning, Nick.
Let's see. Spring ahead. Welcome to the new time. We've turned our clocks, and daylight saving time has begun once again.
Yes.
We lose. People, gripe a little bit about it because we lose that hour over the weekend. We lose an hour of sleep over the weekend. But you look at it a different way.
Yes. In real estate, we actually gained an hour.
Okay.
Because now we have daylight until about 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that means we're going to be out at night showing property because people really need to see houses in the daylight.
In the daylight is the
Yes,
best time.
yes. I showed a house over the weekend. Somebody wanted to see one of my listings in the dark, and it was really hard to do. I mean, I haven't done that in so long. But anyway, so yes, that's the first sign of spring in the real estate market is when we change the clocks.
Yeah. And as we get more and more daylight, as we get into spring and summer, you can show houses even later.
Yes.
8:30.
Yes, and then we start getting into the kids' bedtimes and stuff. So
Well, then you got to
that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But no, we are definitely into the beginning of the spring market.
Right, and the time change. What else do we need to concern ourselves with?
Traditionally, when we spring forward or fall back with the daylight savings time, is we talk about smoke detectors.
Right.
It's a time to check the batteries.
Yeah.
Now, things have changed a little bit about battery-operated smoke detectors. Okay, years ago, you just put a battery in, and every 6 months you check to make sure they're working properly.
Yep.
Okay, those type of smoke detectors no longer exist in Massachusetts.
They're not legal. Is that right?
Well, let me say this.
Well, all right, yeah.
Okay, when you change a smoke detector next time, okay, they're only good for 10 years, by the way.
Right.
The next time you change your smoke detector, you're going to get a 10-year sealed battery.
Right.
Okay, that means the battery inside is sealed. You can't open it. Okay, that's to prevent people from false detectors. When it goes off falsely.
Yeah.
And they take the cover off. And they take the battery out, and they forget to put it back in, or don't put it back in.
Yeah.
Can't do that anymore because it's sealed.
Right.
You can't open it. So today, moving forward, or it's been this way for a while now. I can't think. It's maybe a little over a year. That when you sell your house in Massachusetts, if your house has battery operated smoke detectors, okay, you have to make sure they're 10-year sealed batteries.
They have to be the up to date.
They have to be the up to date ones. Yes. And they're a little pricey, compared to what they used to be. But the good news is they last for 10 years, and you don't have to mess with them at all. You should still test them, make sure they're not faulty.
Right.
We should probably remind people to test them every 6 months, but you don't have to worry about the batteries going bad. Usually they're going to last you 10 years.
And even, if you have, a lot of people have hardwired smoke detectors in their homes, but those have batteries as well as backup, because if you lose your power, you lose your smoke detector.
There was a small period of time when they didn't have battery backup.
Right.
There was a short period of time, I can't remember those years, but most of them do have battery backups, and you should test them.
Test those as well, right.
Test those as well. But those type of detectors, if they're hardwired in, you press one button on any one of them, they all
go off, yeah.
They all have to go off.
The whole house goes, yeah.
And if they don't, you need to replace all of them.
Yeah.
Because they all have to be interconnected.
Very important. So important to make sure your smoke detectors are working properly, the batteries are fresh, and that, like we said, they're just working. And that's something to check when we turn our clocks, which we just did, into daylight saving time. Anything else we want to touch on, or...
Just make sure you check the batteries, and I think we're good for today.
All right. Corrine Fitzgerald of Fitzgerald Real Estate on Federal Street in Greenfield joins us every week here on the show, and you and I will talk next week.
See you then.